Crypto is in some deep trouble, but honestly, I only need a couple of things to make me extremely happy. Take a look at this little list that I just made. Coinbase should relist XRP. I don't think anybody disagrees with that. Gary Gensler should be fired. He's not doing a good job at the agency. Again, I don't think there will really be anybody against that idea. The SEC should take their claws off of crypto because they don't belong here. The SEC should also get a proper investigation because of all the shenanigans that's been pulling through there. It's just absolutely insane. And Ripple's lawsuit should end with, of course, XRP coming out victorious. That would make my day. A lot of you guys said it's not Christmas, but it is for me. So make sure you guys press that like button on this video so I, have a happier day. And I don't know, I just feel as if this is all happening so quickly yet so slowly. And to emphasize what exactly I mean, the whole crypto change is something that really is all of a sudden happening in the span of a couple of years. And we are talking about groundbreaking technology, the way I see crypto. It's all strange to me just how fast it's going from a peer-to-peer little thought experiment, basically, this whole Bitcoin shenanigans, to right now the biggest asset managers in the world want to put all their money into it. And from that perspective, all this Ripple stuff, the lawsuit, etc., and with the SEC, it's all just the meantime, right? And the same thing applies to the SEC not getting the proper investigation. I personally think they're getting away with it now, but soon enough, all these shady things will come to light. Anyway, the most trendy article by far right now has to do with crypto pledging to dethrone Wall Street. Well, that was the idea, right? That all the money goes into crypto. Screw the guys over at Wall Street. Screw them all. We got the peer-to-peer money. But all of a sudden, it's getting swallowed by it instead. Yeah, it's actually true. With the sector in the doldrums and I'm not sure if you guys can hear that because the microphone is so good, but what in the world was that? That's a crazy-ass animal. Oh, the sunset is also so beautiful. You can see a little bit, at least, what beautiful... Oh, my days. Here we go. Just enjoy it a little bit. Look at that. Look at that. Those colors. What is that? Yeah, this sound is insane. I hope you guys can hear it. Got distracted. Crypto pledging to dethrone Wall Street. We talked about it. With the sector in doldrums and facing tough new SEC scrutiny, some of Wall Street's heaviest hitters are moving to unfold it. The story is pretty simple. I actually summarized it with AI for the most part here. And simply put, BlackRock, Ken Griffin, Fidelity Investments, they're just coming in hot into the crypto space right now, where it's kind of interesting that the initial idea was really against all of it. And still sometimes I read into some Bitcoin maximalists who say, well, the SEC interfering at all here is actually better for Bitcoin and for crypto because, well, we're not supposed to have all this big money in there. And there comes another thing where I guess you might say it makes more sense for XRP than for Bitcoin. With XRP, the true vision relies a lot on these major financial institutions. I know it's still a peer-to-peer network of sorts, but the financial institutions just make the adoption a lot quicker and means more money in the system, which for XRP, from a certain perspective, is good. With Bitcoin, you might say, well, it means more money for the people. Well, not necessarily, because at the end of the day, first of all, these guys are going to be holding the majority of cryptocurrency. They're just going to really buy in heavily and never let go, which makes that, I guess, for the idea that Bitcoin slowly but surely is just going to become more and more of a store of value rather than actually something you can transact with. And XRP is going to play a lot more of that role because let's just say that actually all these major guys do hop on in. Yeah, I just believe it's going to become a lot more illiquid because these funds, even though for the most part they'll just be getting the fees and they'll let people trade just through them, I think they're also, with part of those fees, just going to be accumulating more and more of this crypto as a proper hedge. And I think for the system that we've been talking about for a while, that's extremely dangerous. Here's actually, for example, breaking news. $800 billion Standard Chartered Bank is now forecasting $120,000 per Bitcoin by 2024. Apparently, they might have said 2023. Not sure on all that, but just know that these guys also know what we know about crypto, and they're buying like crazy. If you think they're going to let slip an opportunity like this, you are mad. What makes me mad ever so slightly, Binance laying off dozens of employees with plans to trim the U.S. workforce amid regulatory pressure. Now, that article is something we've been reading about a lot over the last couple of days. But what if we were to tell you that it's so ridiculously stupid? of the US to go about it this way when you read about what's happening over in Hong Kong. Rush for Hong Kong's crypto licenses yet to translate to jobs. Well, right now it's not going too crazy just quite yet perhaps, but the fact that Hong Kong is so opening is going to create a freaking boom in terms of jobs, a boom in terms of tax potentially, a boom in terms of a lot of new import. There's just so much boom from this new crypto arm. And it's just crazy to me that the US is so hesitant to accept it. I mean, right now we're all talking about, oh, the Ripple lawsuit this, the Ripple lawsuit that. The fact that this lawsuit is here is the craziest part in the first place. Right now, they're talking about an escrow freeze, saying it's reasonable for XRP. I'll go a little bit deeper into that later. The whole idea there basically being that transparency, the way that Ripple gifted it to the world, kind of stabbed themselves in the back here in the eyes of the SEC. And it makes me think again, right now in the US, if you're trying to do the right thing, they're basically going to slap you in the freaking face with a brick, right? With a hammer and a brick, both of them, just in the face, smack it right down the middle. And now, at the same time, it's not as if everybody's thinking the same way. I mean, whales are still buying XRP. Whales are still buying Bitcoin. You can see it right here. Since the last couple of months here, they've been buying, the whales have bought 1.1 billion XRP. You might think this is nothing. 1.1 billion XRP is something that I, spent like 2 months buying. That's a lot of money. I'm just joking with you. That's crazy. 1.1 billion XRP. I thought millions of XRP were cool, but billions of XRP? Whoa. Moving over to Polygon, because some interesting things have been happening. Will Polygon price go to zero as the SEC begins to clamp down on crypto? You know what one of the most interesting parts here is? Okay, I'm laughing, but it's really not that funny in a good way. It's funny in a bad way. Right now, all that fear that has been installed on us within the XRP community, soon enough, funny enough, it's going to be going over into so many other different cryptos. I kind of just realized that right now we as XRP holders are so lucky. There's almost no fear anymore for Ripple really, I'm not going to say losing because there is some FUD about that, especially the last week or so. There's been a lot of people wondering what if they were to lose. But the price doesn't really come down at all. And I don't think there's really much that can happen to take the price down even more because we already got the big freaking shell shock. We already got fear to the freaking ground. And a lot of coins like ADA, Solana already had it too, but Matic, the coins that are being pressured a lot by the SEC right now, they still have some downside potential. Guys, I am extremely bullish on Polygon. I will tell you that. It's not as if I'm not excited about it. Right now, they're doing a lot over at Polygon, switching some people around. They just got themselves a new CEO and things are getting pretty spicy over there. But at the same time, like I said, there is this lingering fear. And the good thing is that Coinbase or any of these exchanges haven't really taken them off. There are a couple like Robinhood and a couple of those big names, maybe Revolut or something, that actually took them off, which was okay. But I'm talking like the real crypto native ones, like the Binance US or the Coinbase, the ones that people really do care about and really would fear for. No, they've actually been quite solidary, in holding tight and saying, no, we're fighting against the SEC because it's unfair. Again, I still want to refer back to my initial tweet of saying, I still think this list should apply. Get XRP back on there because Coinbase basically shot themselves in the foot by saying, we take XRP off because it might be a security, and then later trying to say, no, we're not taking anything off because the SEC doesn't even have authority when they took XRP off because of the SEC's allegation. They shot themselves in the foot, and they can do right by saying, well, you know what? Even if you allege that XRP is a security, our own analysis that we basically ran by you a long while ago does not showcase it is, and so we're going to keep listing it on there. If you disagree, fight us even more because they're already in such a big fight anyway. And the SEC doesn't have authority, and FinCEN, I believe, already called XRP a virtual currency in the past, so I don't think it should be too much trouble. I'm not saying they're going to do that, but they should. And yeah, right now crypto is being absolutely destroyed by Wall Street. That's one part, right? Absolutely. But actually, it's not that bad. I'm just meaning destroyed as in our friendly ecosystem is going to be completely overtaken with these hawks that only care about money. I mean, most people care about money, but hopefully you understand what I meant here. Those big guys, they're not going to play around with our feelings, no. The manipulation is going to get a whole lot more significant, but also in terms of fear, things could be destroyed a significant bunch more. A lot of prices could actually fall because of more SEC fear. And I'm also thinking every day, what's going to be the next lawsuit that the SEC just, twinkles up there with a little magic wand. At the end of the day, I do believe the SEC is the one that's going to be ultimately destroyed by us, the crypto community, because they're just not in the right place. But that's for, the right place, the right time. Another way, I guess, in which the thumbnail, potentially title for this video applies is if you think about it, Hong Kong right now is absolutely destroying the US with adoption, just doing well in terms of every single department. And the US is just destroying themselves, not sure why. In every single field, they're just taking crypto on the wrong way. And I hope for their own sakes that they realize this mistake soon enough. But yeah, guys, hopefully enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you put that notification bell on, because what if something crazy happens tomorrow? You want to be notified, like I've said 1,000 times. And if you want to, you can join the Discord for a cool little group chat with all of us in there. And yeah, that's about it.